Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, as always, and delighted you've been able to tune in yet again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next podcast or show is uploaded onto the platform. Now, if you like listening to us on a podcast player, there's a link down below in the description that will take you to a vast array of podcast channels. And finally, if you want to support the show, the easiest way is just go down below, hit that join button and become a member. But now that's all done and dusted, let's jump into the top stories trending here in Thailand today. We turn our attention to a growing concern among Pattaya residents regarding motorcycle rental businesses allegedly monopolizing public parking spaces along Beach Road, causing significant inconvenience for tourists. On June 15th, frustrated residents spoke to local media, expressing their discontent. They reported that motorcycle rental businesses are parking dozens of motorcycles along the side of Beach Road. This makes it extremely difficult for tourists to find parking spaces. Furthermore, some of these motorcycles are parked illegally, blocking traffic and hindering cars from entering and exiting side streets. Now, in response, Police Lieutenant Colonel Panupong, Pattaya Traffic Police Chief, clarified the limitations faced by law enforcement. He explained that police do not have the authority to fine these businesses for using public parking spaces. They can only take action if motorcycles are parked in prohibited areas marked with white and red lines. Now, despite these constraints, Pattaya police are actively patrolling the area and issuing fines for violations. However, the police chief emphasized that current laws, specifically the Land Traffic Act of 2019, place the responsibility for regulating public road parking on local government. This legal framework prevents police from specifically targeting motorcycle rental businesses at this time. There is some positive news on the horizon, however. Pattaya City is in the process of developing regulations aimed specifically at motorcycle rental businesses. Once these regulations are officially implemented, violators will face fines and penalties similar to those imposed under normal traffic laws, according to the Police Lieutenant Colonel. Now, in the meantime, Pattaya Police will continue deploying officers to manage parking congestion and ease the situation for tourists. Meanwhile, a motorcycle rental business owner, who wished to remain anonymous, of course, shared his perspective with local media. He asserted that ample parking is available for tourists in the nearby shopping mall and explained that the abundance of rental motorcycles on Beach Road is due to the low season and a lack of customers. Tragedy struck in Roy Et on Sunday evening when a traditional rain-seeking rocket known as Bang Phai failed to launch properly, resulting in an explosion that injured 37 people, many of them seriously. The incident occurred around 5 p.m. as the homemade rocket was being ignited on its launching stand. Instead of soaring into the sky, the rocket exploded on the stand, then veered off into the crowd and detonated a second time. Rescue workers quickly arrived on the scene, transporting the injured to the hospital. The victims suffered from a range of injuries to their heads and limbs. Some were found unconscious, while others sustained fractured limbs, ribs, or skulls. Witnesses reported that the majority of injuries occurring during the second explosion when the rocket plowed directly into the crowd. For those unfamiliar, Bang Phai rockets are traditionally launched at this time of the year as part of a ritual to seek rain from a deity. These rockets, often made from PVC pipes, are also used in contests where they are judged based on their time aloft. Our thoughts are with the injured and their families during this difficult time, and we'll continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as they become available to the show. This week marks a significant week in Thai politics. Now, the decisions made by the Constitutional Court here in the country could shape the country for years to come. Now, the first case that we have is the Prime Minister, Srettha Thavisin's dismissal case. The Constitutional Court will hear a case against Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin, who is accused of breaching the Constitution by appointing a person with a prior criminal record to a cabinet position. The second case that will be in front of the Constitutional Court today will be the one of the Move Forward Party's dissolution. The Constitutional Court will consider a petition to dissolve the Move Forward Party due to its campaign to amend the royal defamation laws. Now, the third one is the Senate election law case. The Constitutional Court will rule on whether the law regarding the Senate election violates the Constitution. And finally, there's the last one, which is the the former Prime Minister and former convict Thaksin Shinawatра's royal defamation case, the Office of the Attorney General will formally indict former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra on a royal defamation charge after he missed a previous hearing due to a COVID-19 infection. So these are all taking place today, and of course tomorrow morning we'll have an update for you on those cases. Now, Thai authorities have detained a Filipino national who overstayed her visa in Thailand for over 4 years. The woman had previously entered and exited the country 26 times. As part of a policy to combat immigration-related offences, Police Lieutenant Colonel Saria, Deputy Superintendent of Investigations at Immigration Division 1, led an investigation in areas frequented by foreigners in Bangkok. During an inspection at a church, nonetheless, officials noticed a woman behaving suspiciously. When the officers, who identified themselves as immigration officers, asked to see her passport, she was unable to produce it. Further investigation revealed that the woman, identified as Miss Mary, 42, had entered Thailand in early 2020. She'd been granted a 30-day visa exemption on March 2nd, 2020, allowing her to stay until March 31st. There was no record of her applying for a visa extension, meaning that she had overstayed her visa by more than 4 years. The officers charged Miss Mary with being a foreigner staying in the kingdom after the petition has expired, informing her of her rights, and sent her to Immigration Office for further legal proceedings and repatriation. I think they mean deportation. Police Lieutenant Colonel Saria emphasized that all foreigners entering Thailand must do so legally and obtain the correct visa. Additionally, they are required to report their residence to immigration officers under Section 37 of the Immigration Act of 1979. Foreign nationals wishing to work in Thailand must apply for a work permit in accordance with the law. Now, employers hiring foreigners without a work permit can face penalties under the Royal Decree on the Management of Foreign Workers Employment 2017, which includes a maximum fine of 100,000 baht. Homeowners or occupants are also required to notify the Immigration Bureau when a foreigner stays in their residence. This case underscores the importance of adhering to immigration laws and regulations to ensure public safety and legal compliance. As a popular tourist destination, Phuket has recently seen a rise in conflicts between locals and foreign visitors, some of which have unfortunately escalated into violence. On Saturday night, Police Lieutenant Wisanu Chomi, Deputy Inspector of Patong Police Station, received a report of an assault on a foreign tourist. The incident occurred near the end of Soi Bangla Road in Patong Sub-District. Upon arriving at the scene, officers found Mr. Koreshayevs, an Iranian national, injured with blood on his cheeks and staining his shirt. He explained that while walking on Soi Bangla, he had accidentally collided with a Thai individual, leading to an argument. The situation escalated when approximately 4 to 5 Thai men assaulted him. The officers immediately coordinated for an ambulance to treat his wounds, but he declined medical assistance. Following the incident, the police attempted to locate the individuals involved, but were initially unsuccessful. The authorities then escorted Mr. Karishlasai to the investigating officer and reviewed CCTV footage to identify the assailants. Both parties were eventually brought to Patong Police Station for further investigation and legal proceedings. Authorities expressed concern over such incidents, noting that they set a negative example for Phuket as a leading tourist destination. They urged local residents to cooperate in maintaining a hospitable and safe environment for all visitors. So as we conclude today's episode, I want to invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. This show isn't just about delivering news, it's about fostering a conversation. Your insights and perspective matter to me. So keep the dialogue alive, like this video, subscribe to our channel and share it with others. Your support means the world to us. I'm Kieran Mack. You've been tuning into the Thai Expat Daily Show. Until next time, take care and stay engaged.